Thank you so much to our new patrons, Rapture and also Dr. Dread, who is the sponsor for this video. These donations could possibly go towards equipment to improve my videos even further. If you'd like to support the channel in this above and beyond way, the link is in the description. But don't worry if you can't, you guys just watching the videos is a ton of support in itself. So what's up, guys? I apologize for my voice. I'm a little bit sick today, but I'm very excited to be talking about a beta item that we are going to be testing in Old School RuneScape. This is an item that's not even finished yet, and it's not available to the general public, but I have one, and I'll talk about how I got one very shortly. This is the Orb of Oculus, also known as the Oculus Orb. This was an item you could get in pre-EOC that basically acts as an unrestricted camera in RuneScape, which is very, very cool. And I even have a second one, which I'll be giving away to a lucky winner at the end of this video. Just kidding, this is a comm orb, but it looks kind of similar. It's probably what they made the graphics for the inventory icon from, but I assure you the use is much different. So there's a lot of backstory for how I got my orb, and I'll try to give you an abridged version of it. Basically, the Orb of Oculus is not available to everyone yet because it has multiple issues. It can crash the game. It might have some other unintended consequences. It's basically just not a fully ready item. So it's typically only given to content creators, like people who make videos, or maybe they're a Twitch streamer, or they make guides or something. And I thought, well, I make videos, so maybe they'd be willing to give me one. So I tried to get a hold of a lot of JMods here. As you can see, you know, could I have an Orb of Oculus for video and guide making? I got a YouTube channel, all that stuff. Tried to tag a lot of JMods here, and you know, I understand most of the JMods are pretty busy people. They don't have a lot of time to hop on the game and give all these people orbs. So most of them actually did not get back to me, but finally one of them did, and this was mahjarrat. And he said, hey both, I'm looking to set up a proper application process for this. And I thought that's a really good idea because right now the only current system is you have to somehow get a hold of a JMod and make sure they have time to get on and give you the orb, and you know, there's different time zones. It's hard to make this happen for every single person who wants one. And I said, this is a really good idea, but would you be able to get one for me before that? I could hop online anytime, you know, DM me. And basically he DM'd me and he said, okay, you know, I'll give you one, here you go. And he said, well, can you get on RuneScape now? And I said, yeah, sure, I can. And basically I logged on with mobile, and what happened was I kind of just standing here in Camelot, and I'm on mobile, so I don't have it recorded, obviously. I wasn't even home at the time. But basically, from what I remember, and it's a very tiny screen, so I don't know for sure, but a JMod appeared next to me. Obviously, this was mahjarrat, and I got this message in the chat. You received a holiday item, Oculus Orb. And I'm actually really glad it works as a holiday item, because that means if I lose it in the wilderness or something, I can go get it back from Diango, so that's really nice. It's not like a item that I can lose or I can drop accidentally and, you know, lose it forever. I can always get this item back. So that's really nice as well. Thank you so much to mahjarrat for giving one to me. And right now he actually, I heard people talking about this on his Twitter today. You can actually go on his Twitter profile here, and now he has a little message on his bio for Oculus Orbs. You can go to this link and it takes you to a forum thread, I think, whenever this loads. And basically it's a post from him saying, you know, why can't everyone have an orb? But if you want one, you can apply here. So if you want to get one yourself, you can go to mahjarrat's Twitter and apply for one. So I was pretty lucky to get one, though. It's not that easy. Thank you to Chemistry as well. He makes really good videos and streams about raids. He got his recently, and when he did, he asked them if I could get one as well, so that might have been the deciding factor, so I really appreciate that. Also, this guy had the idea for the application process, so that's definitely a very good idea, and they've already implemented that, so thanks to him as well. Okay, so let's see what this baby can do. So this is a very powerful item, and it actually, if you scry on it here, it gives you a lot of options. So the first one is to toggle the panel with F1, and this has a little animation to it. It just kind of goes away. You can bring it back anytime. Once you memorize these controls, you'll probably be toggling this panel quite a lot. If you press escape, you can escape anytime, and it actually shows your character looking at a clue scroll, which basically shows that you can't see the screen, but it doesn't show that you're using the orb. Obviously, there's no unique animation. I think in pre-EOC, when you use the Orb of Oculus, you actually hold it in your hands, but because this is not a public item, there's no need to make a special animation for it yet. So you can move around with WASD like you're playing Call of Duty or something, and this moves pretty quick. There's other things you can do. R and F actually go up and down, so if you want to zoom out, you can go really far. Actually, you can see like other countries and stuff with how far you can go up here. You can also go really far down, and this will keep bringing you down. Is there a limit? I think you can't go below the ground, Oh, you can go like literally floor level, like if you want to see like ants and stuff. But yeah, you can go really high up and down. And to move around, you just use the middle mouse camera, or you can use the arrow keys. So that's what this is. And then you have some other options. If you press space, it resets the position back to your original position. And you can't see your character when you're doing this, but he is available to see for other players. And the other options is page up and page down will actually increase the speed. So like, let's say I'll go up a little bit here. If I want to move around and I don't like this speed, I can go page up, and then I'm going to start moving quicker. You can see definitely going much faster here. And then, you know, we're going very, very quick here. I think this might be top speed. Let's see here if this thing can do 90. Anyway, you can also go page down, and this will slow the speed down. There's no real indication that it's slowing down, but I just held it down for a long time there. And yeah, we can go really slow. And then there's also one more option here at the bottom. If you just, no matter what speed you're going, like let's say I'm going really quick, like either way, if I hold shift here, it'll go really slow. So I'll actually hide the panel for right now. And then let's go forward, then I'll hold shift, and it goes very, very slow. So that's kind of like a kind of fail-safe thing. If you just want to be going really slow for a little bit, no matter what your speed is, you can always hold shift and then go really, really slow, which is nice for maybe these like panoramic shots. So your first reaction might be, wow, that's super powerful, because, you know, what if you're a PK clan or something and you want to like spy on other clans? Like, let's say this is a PvP world and everywhere is PvP, and I just want to spy on all the people in the GE. Well, if I do that from here, the game is still limited by draw distance. So a couple things happen. So once you're far away enough, nothing loads. So there's all these people you just saw, they didn't all just leave. It's actually because the draw distance with the orb is still the same, they're gone. So we can see this guy, and you can't right click anything, by the way. You can just see it. These people, see that guy just came into view, but all these people over here are not loaded because it's too far away. And it does depend on your starting point, especially for the draw distance, but also for what you can see, because if we zoom out here, there's actually a limit to how far you can actually go. You can go pretty far, but if you go far enough, you're cut off. You can't go any farther than this, and you'll hit a wall, and you're just kind of stuck. You have to, you know, if I wanted to go into the wilderness, I'd have to go start from the ditch. And I think I might actually be stuck here. No, okay, I found my way out of it. But, and you'll see as well, some of these things don't load. You know, trees will kind of come up and down, and, you know, there's NPCs over here that you won't be able to see. Things unload very quickly, so you're not actually seeing what it actually looks like, because different things like that, you see it kind of comes into view and out of view. Not everything is loaded depending on your starting point. So I want to show you guys some inaccessible areas with the Orb of Oculus. However, I realized that another YouTuber, 3rd Film, did this about a year ago in his videos, which are quite good, by the way, if you haven't seen them. I want to show some areas that he didn't show in his videos, with a few exceptions if I have something to add. So the orb allows me to show you something that many people do not know about, and that is that many of the areas in Old School RuneScape are actually on the same plane of existence. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you were at Abyssal Sire like me here, you would think that this is its own little isolated area on the map. If you were to get out of bounds and into this darkness, you would not find anything else. But this is actually not true. If you use the orb here, and I'll hide the interface, if you go east of here, there's a surprise. You can see the rest of the Drill Demon random event. There's a military compound we're about to enter. So here's the entrance. There's military barracks. There's catapults. There is an agility course here. There's watchtowers. This is amazing. This is like the full version of the Drill Demon random event that is normally totally inaccessible. So when you do the Drill Demon random event, it's normally just that little area where you do the exercises and all that stuff, and you can't do much else. But maybe when they were planning this event originally, they wanted you to do all these extra activities, and maybe they just scrapped it on the cutting room floor. Really, really cool to see all this stuff, and makes me wonder, what did they originally have planned for this random event over 10 years ago? It's really, really interesting stuff. So there's probably a lot of discoveries that can be made with the orb. I went to the northern part of the Cape Collection area in the Mage Arena, and if we use the orb here, you can see that there's actually an ocean north of the Mage Arena, and this is the Evil Bob random, which is pretty cool. Why would this be next to the Mage Arena? I have no idea, but it's very funny how these things get placed in these such random locations. So right now I'm in level 54 Wilderness, so hopefully no one finds me while I'm recording this video. but I'm west of the agility arena here. And you may notice there's this big tower here. And this is from the Ritual of the Mahjarrat quest, which is not in Old School RuneScape yet. And the tower is actually on the map, but you cannot get here. So because I'm pretty close, let's see if I can take a look at it with the orb here. So I'll hide the interface, and then let's zoom out a bit. And holy crap, there's this huge castle here, very detailed. This looks like one of the nicest things you can see in Old School. You know, this big fortress here, just kind of chilling. No one can get here, no one knows who's here. But wow, that's a big structure. And there's more to see as well. Look at these trees. These trees are very cool. Watch, they actually sway in the wind. Kind of really interesting. Not many trees in the game actually have any animation like that. And then there's this big statue of this guy. This gives me nightmares. Who knows what's going to become of this, but wow, it's pretty amazing that we can see it even though it's not officially released into the game. So there are some interesting things you can see in the God Wars dungeon. One of them you don't even need the Orb of Oculus for. You can see this frozen door in the south, and who knows what's behind this door. That's pretty interesting, and this was here upon the release of the God Wars dungeon. So when I posted about the orb in the community tab, the first thing a lot of people said is they want to see this area south of the Ziliana room, as you see here. So if you take a look at this area, you can actually see it a little bit without the orb. If you get just the right camera angle, you can see there's some weird thing going on over here that doesn't look quite right. So if we take a look with the orb here, you can see that there's actually a gigantic area over here. It looks like an underwater area because different things seem to be bobbing in the water. There's this big cage here, there's dead stuff, there's a dead fish, there's more of these little cages, there's all these cool crystals around here. It definitely looks like it's not finished, like there's parts missing or parts of the walls don't look good. You know, there's like a door that doesn't look like it has anything in it. And it looks like it even goes farther than this, like this is some huge maze. Like I can only see so far, but it might actually extend over here too if you could somehow see this from out of bounds. This is a giant area, and the theory most people have with it is that it was something to do with the Zamorak God Wars dungeon, that you would have to swim through this to get there, and because of time constraints, they ended up scrapping it. I don't know why it's still in the game, though. Like, why wouldn't you just erase this area from the map when you're going to put the God Wars update in? I can't complain, though, because I'm glad we can still see this. I don't know why a lot of games do that. Like, for example, in Ocarina of Time, you can still access a test map with cheats. It's kind of cool that actually that they leave all this stuff in. I think if Jagex ever wanted to do a God Wars Dungeon expansion, they could definitely start here and tie it in with that door as well. So here's a really cool one. So I'm below a patrol right now in the caves where people do their chinning. And if you look north here, you can see this little area. And even without the orb, you can see it. There's a little crevice here where it looks like you could enter, although there's no way to get over there. So if you scry with the orb and go north here, you can see this big banana plantation. And what the heck is this place? Well, this place you've probably seen before, even if you didn't realize it. This is the area below the jungle demon fight at the end of the quest. This place is also used for some cutscenes in the quest, which there are many of. While doing the research for this video, I initially thought that it was impossible to access this area. However, it's possible to get here just one time during the full quest. Once you complete the jungle demon fight, there is a trapdoor you can go down and walk around in here, which is really, really cool. I wish I knew about this. Most people, when they beat the jungle demon, just want to get their dragon skimmy and finish the quest right away, obviously. Once you leave, you can never come back, and there's actually a monkey inside this cave here, which you can talk to without a monkey speak amulet. And he hints at the Monkey Madness 2 quest, which came out over 10 years later. That's pretty crazy. This is such a beautiful area, and I can't help but think that the original developers might have had more plans for it. They should definitely do something to allow you to access this area once again. So one thing I'm really sad about is I wanted to show you guys something called the 2006 Candlestick Random Event, which took place in a big church, and it was removed shortly after its release. So this should be right around here. So I'm in Blast Furnace right now, and here is the Gravedigger random, and the church for the random event I'm talking about should be right around here, but it doesn't seem to be here anymore. So either it was removed recently, which is very sad if that's the case, or it's just too far away for me to load properly. Like it might be right around here and I just can't get close enough. I'm even using the RuneLite GPU feature. Let me know if you guys have any more information about this because I'm very curious to see if I can find this random. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We only just scratched the surface of the potential of the Orb of Oculus. If you guys have any other ideas I should try or places I should investigate with it, let me know in the comments and I'll definitely look into it. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and you can also subscribe to my channel. You can click the bell to get notifications whenever I upload, which is typically every Tuesday. We're talking about RuneScape all the time here. You might be a little surprised I didn't talk about Perifundus, the Elven city, which is not yet released into the game. If you didn't see it, I made a video a couple months ago of exploring this without even needing the orb. You can find that video in the end screen and also in the description. You can join our clan chat, AndrewAJT62, that'll be up on screen, just my general PvM, PvP, anything goes type of clan. You're welcome to join that. You can follow me on Twitter down below, and I'll follow you back if you play RS. You can follow me on Twitch down below, and if you're feeling generous, you can support me on Patreon using the link in the end screen. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you guys next week.